So this is Jacob's Well worship. I'm gonna start that over.
All right, welcome to Damascus Road Recovery Center for Men.
So welcome to Jacob's Well. This is our women's center.
Right when you come in our door, I just want to point this one thing out to you. This is one of the wonderful families that helped support us from the beginning whenever my mom and dad established Jacob's Well Ministry. If you see this wonderful picture up here, this is Mrs. Herring, and this is Dub Herring's mother, and he put this tribute up there to her because of the wonderful things that she contributed back to this arena of life in her generation, and her son gives a tremendous amount, and their whole family gives a tremendous amount of time, energy, effort, and value to the effort and the campaign that we're involved in with addiction recovery.
And we'll start with our administrative offices, which is right here. We have Felicia, who is a graduate of our program. Felicia, she's actually our administrator who does all the paperwork, keeps up with everything. She does our intake packets and our graduation packets. Felicia, you graduated when?
I graduated 3 months ago.
3 months ago. And so how does it feel to be on this side of it?
Very good.
It does?
Yeah.
Does any of it get on your nerves or anything like that?
From time to time, but it feels good to be able to give back and to be a part of something good.
This is a common area so when families come and visit, they come in here, and of course we have our kitchen. Our kitchen is in here. This is where we cook some of the meals.
Now coming back here is everybody's favorite part, is the kitchen. And as you can see, one of our residents, Jessica, is on our home crew today.
And we have a cat. It's a pretty kitty. Come on, Mom.
Here, they got some good footage of the cat.
Yes, hey Bill, come on now. Bring it up. This is Bill. He's one of our residents. Bill, how long have you been here?
Almost 90 days Sunday.
90 days Sunday.
Yep.
So he's fixing to get his 90-day award, which means he's been here 3 months out of the 6 months, and we celebrate big wins in 90 days. That's a big win.
Yeah.
So if you can tell somebody who's watching one of the things that you've taken away that really is a high level value for you since you've been here, what would that be?
I guess it would be, I don't live for myself no more. I live for God and His will, because His will and my will didn't add up.
Amen.
It's my office, but it's not my office. I'm never in this office. So this is where a lot of counseling takes place. A lot of intakes take place here. We actually do a lot of counseling in here, but our goal is to do counseling in the field. And when I say in the field, when they're at the jobs and when they're dealing with some things, they'll call us and we'll immediately go on site to talk to them, get them through that moment, because a lot of times people will have bad days, and out there, when they would have a bad day, they just threw the baby out with the bathwater. They were like, oh, I'm having a bad day, that means I have a bad life. And we're trying to show them, no, it's just a bad day.
So this is a typical room of Damascus Road. So as you come in here, one of the things that we like to do is we like to try to make it as homely as possible.
So if you notice, our dorm rooms are kept very, I'm trying to turn some lights on for you. Right there, you'll notice them. They have a shipper robe, they have beds. Everything is very neat, very orderly.
So I know that you can't smell this place, but you know, there's a lot of places that use institutionalized chemicals to do the floors or the cleaning, and it kind of gets that, you know, schoolhouse smell. We don't have that here. We clean with household items. We really try to bring the feel of home, the smell of home, the look of home as much as possible.
A lot of them have dealt with chaos and confusion. They've gone from pillar to post. They never had a place that was their home that they could just rest their head on. So what we try to do is give them a beautiful environment, a comfortable bed, nice living space, so they don't have to worry about having to deal with where their stuff is or anything else. For 6 months they get that.
Sometimes people ask us, what are some things that they can give or do for Damascus Road? Number one, we ask you to pray that God just continues to do a mighty work in this arena, and that we are good stewards with what we're given responsibility over. Number two is that if you are willing to donate, we have 6 thrift stores. If you're willing to donate at our thrift stores, that's awesome, because we could take what you no longer want and repurpose that for others to buy, and the profits go towards Jacob's Well and the Master's Road Recovery Center for Men, and it helps humanity get their sanity back and the addiction off of their back and a better life in the future, right?
This is another heartbeat of our ministry. This is our Jacob's Well Community Worship Chapel. This is where things just break loose. Chains are broken right here.
We really deal with life organically, facing challenges of life in our sober mind, with the reality, with help from others, because we believe that life is something that you have to face sober, head on, with other people that are healthy in your life. And that's a tremendous amount of value, that whenever you come out of a facility like this and you graduate this recovery center, you not only have dealt with the addiction, but you have dealt with the ability to live life and its challenges at a very high level, partnering with a multitude of people to get through these challenges in the next chapters of your life that have not been written yet.
A lot of process takes place here. You have a lot of crying, you have a lot of regret. The women deal with a lot of shame. And on Sunday afternoon after church, you could look on this gray floor that's right here, and you would see just piles of tears all on the ground. I've got pictures of it. It's one of the most amazing things. And you'll just see all that, where people are just really trying to start that healing process from their lives. So that's what this is our community worship center. We do ask you to join us at any time.
If you looked up online and you looked up addiction, or you looked up heroin, or you looked up drugs, you would see this horrific Halloween type look, or this death look. We're trying to show the side of recovery that is hopeful, that brings and energizes family, that brings a tremendous amount of value to the future of men and women and their families. And that's the picture that we're trying to get posted online, is that yes, history has its place and it did happen, but it doesn't define us in our future. We can turn the tables on the tide of addiction, and it starts with you, and it starts with me, and it starts with places like Jacob's Well Ministries. Thank you, and we'll see you in just a little bit.
This is actually, to me, one of the most miracle places right here, and that's actually the threshold of Jacob's Well. It's the beginning and the end of so many of the ladies' trek while they're going through this. Every call that we get, probably for every 5 calls that we get to do an intake, 2 maybe comes in. And I can imagine in my head all the hell that's coming against them to keep them from crossing over this threshold. And so when finally that day comes and the lady pulls up with her family and they cross over this threshold, I always say to myself, this is a game changer for her and her life. And I'll tell the ladies, you just crossed over the threshold. Now, what are you going to do with this opportunity? And so I wanted to just kind of show how important this was. Also, when they graduate, this is where they bring their luggage out. This is when where their family loads them back up and they get to begin this new chapter in their life.